Shout out to Casper for sponsoring this update. If your mattress is super gross, well, Casper can save you. You can buy online, get free delivery in the US or Canada, and 100 days to return it. Get $50 towards your mattress purchase when you visit casper.com/theknow and use promo code THEKNOW. Welcome to The Know, I'm Mica Burton. Now that The Last Guardian is released and well behind him, Team Ico's legendary Fumito Ueda, director of Shadow of the Colossus and Ico, is now dropping a few hints about what he might be working on next. Speaking in a roundtable with Ubisoft's massive managing director David Pofelt at the Nordic Game Conference, Ueda said the next game he creates could be open world in nature. Ueda said, "I cannot talk about the details of my next project, but Shadow came out of the experience with Ico, going from a closed world to an open world. When I completed Shadow, there was a moment where I wondered if I wanted to go around in an open world again, and maybe I should go back to a more closed space, spending more intimate time with something in that space. That became the starting point for The Last Guardian. Now I've completed The Last Guardian and spent so many years in that game, maybe I may go back to the Shadow type environment. Whatever you do next, Ueda, make sure the main character doesn't control like a bathtub on wheels. Pretty please." Nintendo held an ARMS-focused direct yesterday where they dished a ton of details about their upcoming motion-controlled fighter game. In addition to showing off characters, customization, and multiplayer modes, they also said when you'll get your free chance to try out the game yourself. A global test punch is happening for ARMS May 26th through May 28th. The test punch will work much like Splatoon's test fire, giving people chances to play for specific blocks of time. And if you're worried about DLC and additional content for the game, Nintendo also announced that they'll be bringing out new characters, new stages, and ARMS for free post-launch. Nintendo also revealed Splatoon 2's single player, which features Squid sister Marie on the hunt for her missing sibling Callie, and on the way she'll fight enemies, giant bosses, and overcome obstacles. So now the deck is cleared for E3, where Nintendo is going to be all about Mario, and maybe a few other surprises. It sounds like Ubisoft's Avatar video game is taking some major cues from the film series, because we shouldn't expect it anytime before 2021, as Kate shakes her head about this. In a statement to IGN this week, a Ubisoft representative wrote, "Avatar is one of the biggest and most powerful entertainment brands. Our first game was profitable, and we have great plans for the new one, with a very strong studio and engine. The movie will be released at the end of 2020, so our game won't be released before FY21. If you're not up to date on fiscal years, that means that the game won't be released until at least April 2020 through March 2021. The Avatar game was announced back in February. It'll be developed by Massive, the same studio who brought you The Division, and it'll also feature the game's proprietary Snowdrop engine. So, yeah, an Avatar game. What we all wanted." We're finally getting some new details about the recently unveiled E3 Coliseum. Jeff Keighley announced the new addition to the expo this year, which will feature talks, panels, special guests, and announcements from some of gaming's biggest publishers. And now we know one of the big names headlining Coliseum, Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn. Apparently, Gunn will be kicking off the festivities by giving the E3 Coliseum keynote, where he will appear alongside leaders in the game industry at the Novo Theater in Los Angeles. We'll keep on the lookout for more of what you can expect at the Coliseum. It seems like a very promising addition to E3, which The Know will be streaming all of E3, so be sure to tune in and catch us doing some of that. Don't Nod has some hella good news for Life is Strange fans. The time-traveling episodic adventure game is getting a sequel. The developer made the announcement via a video post today with the studio's directors, where they thanked the community for its support of the first game, which apparently sold 3 million units. All they confirmed in the video is that a new Life is Strange game is coming from the same team that produced the first one. No word on whether or not the sequel will also be published by Square Enix, but Don't Nod's next project, Vampire, an action RPG, is set for release later this year, so you'll get something from those guys. Sadly, it looks like the Inkling girl will no longer be flipping off other drivers in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Kotaku reports that Nintendo has adjusted a character's animation, which previously showed her raising a fist while her other hand rested on her bicep. In some parts of the world, if you did not know, especially in Italy, that could mean anything from "up yours" to "fuck you," which apparently Nintendo just didn't realize. Anyway, she now just holds a fist in the air, so it was fun while it lasted. The GameStop Expo is back, and apparently it's gonna be bigger and better than ever. Well, according to GameStop, at least. The event, which GameStop says will include some of the industry's top game title and hardware developers, will be held August 27th in Las Vegas. Sadly, GameStop didn't say exactly who would be featured, but we do know there will be an Injustice 2 tournament. But if you're willing to take the plunge, tickets are $40, or if you feel like being a VIP, those passes are $110, which gets you early access to the show, a VIP lounge, and exclusive swag, which, hey, how you spend your money is your business. We're not judging. Well, Dark Crystal fans, it's all aboard the hype train. A prequel series to the groundbreaking 1982 movie is in the works for Netflix. The streaming service released a teaser for the prequel, which featured Jim Henson talking about creating the animatronic characters for the original film. The 10-episode series will take place several years before the film's events. Like the original movie, it will star creatures that are built by Jim Henson's Creature Shop, as well as the original movie's conceptual designer, Brian Froud. Louis Leterrier, who directed the first 2 Transporter movies, as well as The Incredible Hulk, Clash of the Titans, and Now You See Me, will direct the series as well as executive produce it. No word on a release date yet, but Deadline reports that shooting is scheduled to start in the fall. A new Vive headset promises to cut the cord on the traditional VR experience. The new headset was announced by Google at its I/O conference and promises to be a standalone device, meaning that it doesn't need to be connected to a PC or any other device for it to work. No word yet on a release date or a price, but if it's comparable in performance to other headsets, this could be a potential game changer for VR. Given that it's wireless, the headset could be more attractive to casual VR fans who might not have a PC or don't like the feeling of being permanently tethered to one. Chinese megacorporation Tencent apparently likes esports so much that it's going to build an entire town devoted to it. This can only go well. The proposed development in East China's Wuhu City will include an esports theme park, an esports university, an animation industrial park, and much, much more. It basically sounds like a place to house and train esports players, maybe similar to the way some countries train Olympic athletes. Well, the development will also host national esports events and act as a hub for Tencent's game development efforts. If you're not familiar with Tencent, it's a massive game developer in China that has Steam-like gaming portal with 200 million users. Oh, and it makes a shit ton of money. In its recent earnings announcement, Tencent said its revenues for the first quarter were more than $7 billion in just 3 months. It's also worth noting, among many other companies, Tencent owns Riot Games, which makes League of Legends, so, that's interesting. Maybe there will be like a League of Legends university, specifically next to the esports university, and like everybody gets to learn how to cosplay, and I'm moving to China, everybody. That's it, game over. Well, that's all the news we have for you today, and for more news from every corner of the internet, be sure to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to The Know. Thanks to Casper for sponsoring this update. Casper is an online retailer of premium mattresses for a fraction of the price because everyone deserves a great night's sleep. You spend around 1/3 of your life in your bed, more if you play games in bed like some of us. I'm of the belief that less than 10 hours per night is a severe hardship. And if you're gonna spend that much of your life lying around, you wanna be comfortable, right? That's where Casper comes in. Casper is made of supportive memory foams for a sleep surface with just the right sink and just the right bounce. Plus, its breathable design helps cool you and keep you regulate your temperature throughout the night. It's easy to try out too. You can buy online with free delivery and returns in the US and Canada for a full 100 days. It arrives in a box, no joke. If you've never opened a Casper box, wow, we should have filmed this. That would have been a cool insert. It's really awesome to open and see the mattress-ify, and it's super, super comfy. Trust me on this one. Just try it for yourself and get $50 towards a new mattress when you go to casper.com/theknow and use promo code THEKNOW.